Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next edition. I'm super excited because I was just talking to Ms. Woodley. I've been wanting to interview her for a long time. I'm a big fan, even on the career development side. We're going to get into that on how she's doing amazing things on that side as well. So, welcome, Ms. Woodley. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your platform. Glad to talk to your community.
Yes, and I like I said, I've been a fan. I've been following you really from the career development side is how I discovered you. And then we're
Hmm.
both in Georgia, so
I didn't
that's
know
kind of
that. I didn't know that. So that's even better. So now I definitely have to,
yes,
when COVID is over, we have to make sure that we connect face to face.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm in Augusta, so I'm a little bit from you, but
Hmm.
not too far.
Yeah.
So I want to read Ms. Woodley's bio. She's an expert in her own right. She's not new to this field. So I'm just going to read this first part. Niakesha Woodley is the CEO of Career Development Academy, LLC, which is a global educational platform that prepares students and adults for career success. She's a creator of the Soft Skills College Tour, a series of interactive workshops that prepare college students with essential skills for college to career success. Niakesha also serves in the role as director of scholarships and programs for a nonprofit based in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm excited. We're going to get into all of that. So for those of you that are watching, for those of you that will be listening on the podcast, get ready, get your notes, however you take notes, because you will be taking notes. I promise. Miss Woodley is a wealth of knowledge,
Oh, thank
so get
you.
ready. So, Miss Woodley, can you? We're gonna talk about career first.
Mhm.
You can kind of talk about the soft skills. I saw. I remember when you were doing different tour stops, and I'm just like, wow, that is what our students need. So,
Mhm.
kind of talk to us about kind of what led you to start that tour, and
Yes.
then why are soft skills so important in careers?
Oh, let me tell you, Ashley, if I had an opportunity to go back, I won't say how many years, back to my college years, that would have probably been a course I would have immediately taken as far as electives. One of the reasons why I started the Soft Skills College Tour was really based on my career in human resources. I've spent 20 years in human resources and just hearing the
Wow.
complaints, 20 years, and getting the feedback, the negative feedback from hiring managers, from colleagues. And so I always took the approach of education. Well, what if students or what if candidates that walk into that interview, what if no one has ever told them what they're doing wrong? What if no one has ever guided them? What if they didn't know about career services on their campus and the tools and the resources available? And so the inspiration really came just from getting so much frustration, so many negative comments from hiring managers about what the essential problems were when candidates were coming into the interview, or what the problems are in the workforce. And they were about 80% soft skills related. And
Wow.
so I launched the soft skills with the approach: if students know better, they will do better. And so I say this every time I go and I talk to college students: we have a responsibility as adults, and those of us who have the experience to share, we have the responsibility to educate before we criticize. And so I've partnered with many colleges throughout Georgia, including Augusta University, and I
Awesome.
partner with their career services department. And I go and I talk and we do workshops specifically on soft skills, and they're very interactive. And so when I come in, I'm giving real world. We're not talking just theory. We're talking how they can apply. If they had an interview the next day, they can walk in confidently. So the Soft Skills College Tour covers many different topics related to soft skills, but specifically targeting college students so that their transitions from college to career is more successful.
Awesome. And Miss Willie, just in case we've got a college student that's watching or listening and they're like, what are soft skills? Can you kind of tell us how you would define soft skills?
Yes, so soft skills are essential skills. So just like your technical skills, why you're in college because you want to learn the how to. So if you want to be an accountant, you're learning these skills, what you need to be an accountant. Well, what we've realized in the human resource industry and the career services industry is we haven't really done a good job teaching and educating the next generation about soft skills. And so just as important are the technical skills, the how to, we've discovered that a large percentage of not even just recent college graduates, but even senior, tenured adult professionals are lacking soft skills. And so, soft skills are those essential skills such as how to deal with people, speaking, communication skills, time management skills, understand how to be an influencer in regards to the business world, professionalism, how to communicate when there's a conflict. And so we looked at were the main reasons that human resource professionals were having the biggest complaints regarding their workforce, and they were all soft skills related. So soft skills pertain to your communication skills, your negotiation skills, time management, what we call essential skills that you need to complement your technical skills, because you still need technical skills, but your
Yeah.
soft skills will complement your hard skills. And to tell you a secret, it's your competitive advantage. If you walk in the door with stellar technical skills and you're able to show stellar soft skills, that's what's going to set you apart from your competition.
And I love that. I think that's the perfect way to define it is like you said, we need to know how the technical side, how to, implement something, but
Mm-hmm.
also that professionalism, being on
That
time.
professionalism, yes, because that's what's going to help as far as your career path. So if you're looking to move up and you're looking for that career pathway and you don't want to be static, you want to look at how you can develop. And so these are things that I can't teach you, but I can show you how to develop. And you have to make the decision to develop yourself. You have to say, you know what? I do have a temper. I can't take constructive criticism. So maybe I need to work on that. So that's
Mhm.
self-development. That's self-development. And so those are the skills that you really have to own, because I can come onto your campus and talk to you about soft skills. But at the end of the day, you as a student, you as a professional have to say, how do I apply it? How do I work on not getting so upset when someone gives me constructive criticism? I have a time
Mhm.
management issue. What do I need to do to show up to work on time? How do I communicate
Yes.
effectively with my team members? And how do I deal with people from different backgrounds, different race? How do I deal with diversity in the workforce? So these are essential, and we have not really addressed it in developing students for career. And so this is something within the past, I would say probably 10 years, we're starting to really kind of focus more on the soft skills and preparing the next workforce.
And I agree. And I like what you just said there is that it's got to be intent behind it. Like you said, you can show them, but it's up to that person
Yes.
to, to decide that they need to develop themselves.
Right. And not be in denial. You know, we all have weaknesses. We all have shortcomings.
Yes.
We all have areas within our personal development that needs to be improved. And so once you identify those areas and work on it, it will help you. It will help you in regards to, you know what, that would be a good person, a candidate for this director position, because not only does he or she have those technical skills, but he can get along. He has people, they have people that want to be on their team. They're respected. And so I think it's so important as we start talking about growing in your career or even business, not just in the corporate world, but even
Mhm.
if you aspire to be an entrepreneur, and how important it is to build relationships and how to communicate as well.
And I agree. And Miss Will, if you can kind of talking about this for a second, we've got the pandemic, and
Hmm.
I might as well throw in election too. We've got
Yes.
the political scene, and of course we have the racial tension that's still there. So of course this might be a time where people's patience may not be as where
Hmm.
it needs to be. Maybe their grace
Yes.
is running out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do they navigate that and still respect their coworkers and even
Hmm.
customers that they deal with?
Understand the level of tolerance. You don't have to attend every invitation to attend lunch. If you know a group of people are going to lunch and they invite you and all they do is gossip, all they do is talk about conspiracy theory, don't go. You know, I was always one that used my lunchtime doing other things. And so it's okay. So know what space you want to be in. Guard your space and guard your mouth. And so if you are a person that's loose at the tongue, And you're a person
Yes.
that can say something. You may have a soft spot. For me, family is my soft spot. And
Mhm.
so I know what to engage in. And so this is where kind of self-evaluation of yourself is so important. So you don't have to engage in every conversation. If you walk into the break room and they're having conversation about a candidate that you don't particularly care for, guess what? You can exit, or you can choose not to speak on it. But one of the things you want to do is you want to remember professionalism. And so at the end of the day, you have to control that tongue. And I think that's the greatest growth and maturity that you can
Mhm.
have, no matter what your age is. But if you can control that tongue and understanding how to kind of let it out in other ways, maybe journaling, or when you get home, finding someone that you can vent to, but
Mhm.
understanding the workplace is a place of professionalism, and don't allow anyone to take you out of character, because it can, and especially during these times, it's so easy where a person can say something and really with intentions. And so, what if
Yes.
that person has intentions to make you come out of character because they're
Mhm.
envy of you? Don't let them win. Don't let them win. So understand your space, guard your space, and you don't have to attend again every invitation, any social events after hour. We're going to a happy hour. Come join us. Thank you for the invite. I have plans. Find the excuse. But if you find
Yes.
yourself uncomfortable, with
Mhm.
certain people because they gossip all day or they're talking very negatively, you don't have to be in that space. You don't have to be in that space.
Yes, and I love it. And I would add or I could add to that too as a social media piece, like you said. If you know you have a loose lips
Yes,
and
yes,
you got that temper, you have to be
yes,
careful what you post because your employer, your HR, could be
yes.
seeing it.
They can. And one of the things, I do a social media workshop. And one of the things I tell young people, because a lot of feedback I get from young people is, well, I
Mhm.
still want to have a voice. How can I have a voice and not be silenced on causes? And I tell
Mhm.
them, you absolutely can have a voice. But
Yeah.
what we have seen, unfortunately, in our society is we don't know how to have a debate. We don't know how
Mhm.
to be respectful of differences. And so, yes, you can have a debate, but you can be also professional, and you don't have to be offensive in getting your point across. And that's all ties to communication. You should be able to effectively communicate without having to be offensive to any person to get your point across. And so I think it's important that we just be real intentional and understand that these are very challenging times, and you
Yeah.
have to kind of understand what you can do and what you can say in regards to where you want your career, where you want life to be, that energy. Where do you want that energy spent?
I love it. Oh my goodness, you're so spot on. Is we have to always see the big picture.
The
You
big
may
picture,
be upset in
yes.
the moment, but
Yes.
there's a bigger picture.
There's a bigger picture. And Ashley, and I say this, when you think about when you're at work, I remember when I worked in the workforce, and
Mhm.
you may get that email from a coworker, or you may get that email from a manager, and it's not selling right with you. It's just, it's rude. And
Mhm.
you want to respond. And I always tell people, don't respond right away. I promise you, if you go home and you sleep on it, you
Mhm.
meditate on it, it would not be as upsetting as it is in that moment. Because if you respond, if you react immediately off of emotion, you may
Mhm.
send something without really realizing it can come back and haunt you. It can come back and get you in trouble. Or you may not have taken the time to kind of look a little further to see how you could better respond. So sometimes just kind of sit back and just kind of reflect on it first.
Mhm.
Reflect on it first, sleep on it, meditate on whatever it is that you need to do
That's
to kind of
good.
take a step back. Because
Mhm.
I've even, I've been guilty of that, responded on emotion. And then I
Mhm.
had a second thought. I said, you know what? That wasn't the best way to answer that. And that's part of developing, is owning your mistakes. And even if you have to apologize, I sent the email, I apologize in what I said, my intent behind it, just to show sincerity and authenticity about your communication to that person.
I agree. And guys that are watching and listening, Miss Willie just gave you solid advice. I need you guys to start, those that are working, you need to be in communication through email. I need you guys to do that immediately.
Yeah, it's hard. I would tell you it's hard. Just remember you have people that are just intentionally want to push your button. And
Yeah,
I always say you're not going to win. You're not going to win.
that's
And
right.
be a fact checker. Just be the person to give facts. Someone accuse you of something, show receipts, as we say. Show
That's
facts,
right.
show the data. You don't always have to get pulled in someone else's drama. You know,
Yes.
let them have it by themselves.
Absolutely. So I kind of want to transition. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys are picking up all these nuggets. These are golden, okay? I want to transition a little bit because I mentioned in Ms. Woodley's bio that she is also managing or directing, sorry, over a scholarship program in Georgia as well. So, we're in a pandemic, we're in a crazy time. So, what should students be considering right now in terms of how am I going to pay for this degree that's going to lead me to the career that I want?
Let me tell you, Ashley, this is probably one of the best transitions as far as career pivot out of HR and more into career services and scholarships. This
Hmm.
has been probably the most rewarding aspect of my career because
Wow.
one of the biggest challenges that so many college students have faced, and especially the private conversations I've had with so many students, was
Hmm.
just stressed out about debt. Coming from many students are dealing with, they don't know literally semester to semester, not knowing how
Hmm.
their funding, what's going to happen with their funding. And so it can take a toll. And so the tradition is to go to college and focus on your school, not go to college and focus on you stressing out about how am I going to pay for college. And so
Yeah.
what I have discovered in this new role, and this is a new role for me as director of scholarships for this nonprofit, in this role, I have discovered so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities out there. What you have to do is, and there's no easy way to say it other than you have to do the work. You have to put in the work. And so the amount of work you put into learning about your favorite celebrities, what's the latest trend, you have to find out who you need to connect to in regards to scholarships. How do you find out about all these resources? You have to really do the work. But what's promising is that there are resources out there. One of the things I will tell you, and this is how I got one of my, well, not scholarship, this is how I got my internship. And was before when I was in school. This was before, social media.
Hmm.
Cold call. I cold call. And so there are so
Mm.
many companies, there are so many law firms, there are so many companies that have set aside, and don't ignore the small amounts, because small amounts add up. So you may have an
Right.
organization that's giving away $1,500, $2,500, but law firm, there are so many companies that are willing. If you introduce yourself, I had a script. I introduced myself.
Mm.
I was a junior at Georgia State University, and I cold call. This was, business pages. So this tells you how far back. But I cold call, and so you'll be amazed at how many business owners want to help you.
Hmm.
If you tell them, hey, I'm a junior, or especially if you're a high school student, that's a whole different approach. I want to talk with you if I have time. But if you're a current
Yes.
college student, you definitely have an opportunity. What I would suggest is you go directly to the department and you talk to the department professors, you talk to the department administrators, because they get access to so many colleges and foundations and the benefactors of a family and alumni. And they say, we have $10,000 and we want to give to students, a student who's majoring in environmental science. Well, not all students may know about that. But if you're
Right.
connected to that department, if you're connected to that division, and you make relationships, and so this is where building relationships when you're a college student. This is something I didn't do. This is something I didn't know I needed to do. When you're a
Hmm.
college student, make relationships, build relationships with the administrators, build relationships with the people that can really help your career after the 4 or 5 years while you're within that college. After you finish college, you want to continue to build those relationships. So talk to the people within the department, of the division of the program that you're in, and ask if they're aware of any scholarships that you can apply for. Ask if they're a part of a sorority or fraternity, and they
That's
may be in a
good.
graduate chapter. And that graduate chapter, well, all Greek organizations have scholarships. A lot the graduate chapters offer scholarships. Do you know of a scholarship that I can apply for? And they may say, you know what, just like the internship I got, the lady who I ended up calling, and I called about 20 something companies. One lady,
Mhm.
she said, you know what? I'm not looking for an HR intern, but my friend is looking for an
Mm.
HR intern. And so that turned into an opportunity. So my advice is to really put in the work, connect with those who are talking about scholarships, who are sharing opportunities. That's the reason why I created the Scholarship Connector, is because I really want to connect people to opportunities. People like you, Ashley, and the resources that you provide. I'm a mom of a ninth grader, so we're just starting that
Mhm.
process. So that's why I said I'm going to buy your book,
Mhm.
when you lunch.
Thank you.
And so those are resources. And so I don't know everything, but guess what? I get so much information. I get so many opportunities to scholarships, and I send it out. I send it out to my list. I send it out. I post things on social media. So not only should you follow your favorite celebrities, your favorite
Yes.
singer, you need to follow people that's in the industry that you're interested in, because that's how you're going to connect and learn about opportunities that everyone else may not be exposed to or have the opportunity to know. So start there on campus, connect with your department, ask specifically if they know of jobs, of opportunities as far as scholarships. Look at freelance. Look at how can you make money while you're in
That's
college,
good.
because there are so many opportunities for college students who are natural. They're natural at social media. You're just natural. You don't
Mhm.
even know it. You don't even have a degree, but you're natural at social media because you use it every day. There are things I can learn from you. And there are as far as being a small business owner and an entrepreneur, I freelance a lot of things. And so a lot of young people are utilizing their talents while they're still in school and getting paid. They are digital marketing professionals. They're helping small businesses figure out this TikTok thing
Yes.
that I want to learn more about. I don't know how, I don't know anything about TikTok, but guess what? I'm going to be hiring an intern, and that person's going to be
Awesome.
handling social media. So I say all that to say, even though you are a college student, you still have an opportunity to still get scholarship, to still make money in so many ways, but just connect with the right people who can share with you and who can show you, but build those relationships on campus, on college campus, who will tell you about opportunities that may not even be available to others, but because you ask, they will share it.
Right. I loved it. I hope you guys that was the strategy. Miss Woodley just broke it down for you guys. Just in case you didn't catch it, she broke it down. But Miss Woodley, now can you tell us what would you say for the high school students right now?
The high school students, I will tell you exactly right now where I am as far as my ninth grader. Start the process now. What do you need to do? Okay. What are your weaknesses? Why start with weaknesses? Because weaknesses you have time in ninth grade to develop. My weakness
Yes.
for my daughter is math. Math is a weakness. Why is that essential? Well, guess what? There's no avoiding of taking the SAT and the ACT. Now, I personally will hope that colleges do away with SAT and ACT. However,
Yes.
in the meantime, it is required. It is required. And so for so if you're a ninth grader, I would say focus right now on preparing and strengthening your math skills, strengthening your writing skills,
Oh
essay.
yeah.
I talk to a lot of students, and I tell you in high school, and when I talk to a lot of high school students about scholarship, they kind of cringe because
Mm-hmm.
guess why? Guess why,
Why's
Ashley?
that?
They don't want to do essay. Oh, I don't want to write an
Mm,
essay. I don't know how to write. And so you would rather take on student loans and not taking out advantage of getting free money. And so
mm-hmm.
start looking at ways you can strengthen. If writing an essay if, is something that you have fear about, start
Mm-hmm.
learning about. There are workshops out there. There are people that offer essay writing workshops. There are resources that's out
Yes.
there, and a lot are free, and there are some that's paid. But again, where do you want to put your investment in developing you? Because there are so many high school students, and I look forward to one day featuring some on my platform. There are so many college students who got thousands, hundreds of thousands of
Yes.
dollars in scholarships. And guess what they had to do? They didn't just wake up and say, oh, here's the deadline. I'm going to apply for this scholarship. You have to
Mm-hmm.
plan for it. You have to plan early. So if you are a high school student, your freshman year, you start working on PSAT testing strategies, learning the strategies. Start thinking about extracurricular in regards to leadership. There are a lot of programs. I shared one program for high school girls in Georgia where you could attend a 6-week program for free. They were offering scholarships,
Wow.
building your leadership skills, and each week you're learning a soft skill. Basically you're learning
Mm-hmm.
about social, you're learning about computer technology, you're learning about social, how to communicate. You're learning about so many different skills each week, and you can apply that onto your resume, your first high school resume, and in your college application process. So while you're a student in high school, start thinking about how you can build your resume. Even if you don't have a job, you can start building your resume by doing things such as being a leader, being a student council, and being the president of your class, by
Mm-hmm.
volunteering. If you're interested in graphic design, volunteering in your high school yearbook, you can build that. That's experience. So don't wait until your senior year. That's my message I want to leave with you. Don't wait until your senior year, second semester. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait
Oh
till your
yeah.
senior year, second semester to start realizing, oh, I need to apply for scholarships. Take advantage. Start as early. Really start as early as middle school, but at least in high school, start in ninth grade. Start building relationships with your school counselor, your teachers, so that when you are in need of references, when you need someone to vouch for you, that they can have an honest reference for you, that they can kind of give some really solid descriptives about you. And so build those relationships, but be active. Be active. Don't just go to school, go to class, and then go home. Build
Mm-hmm.
relationships, get involved, and really kind of find what your interest is. I know with my daughter, she said to me, she said, I just entered high school. Why do we have to start talking about college now? And that's just a real honest conversation, that
Yeah.
a ninth grader would have. And my conversation to her it's about planning. It's about planning
Yeah.
because you want to build your brand. That's who you are, a brand. And so you want to build your brand. You want to start thinking about those things that you can do right now in high school as a freshman that will help you when you become a sophomore, when you become a junior, when you become a senior, and you present yourself to the college. You have a
Mm-hmm.
portfolio now. Now you have a portfolio to present to the college as to why they should accept your application, or why you should be one of their recipients to a scholarship, because you spent your high school years creating and building your portfolio.
I love it. I couldn't have said it better. I love that. It is a portfolio. And now, Ms. Willie, I want to throw in this question. You just kind of prompted me as I was thinking about it. I know that a lot of employers offer scholarships. So for
Mm-hmm.
a parent that's watching,
Yes.
um, I know you're the HR person. So do they just call their HR manager? How do they get access to that?
Listen, my last company offered 10 5,000 scholarships a year,
Wow.
a year. And so you're right, Ashley. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of companies offer scholarships for their dependents.
Mm-hmm.
So my last company offered two types of scholarships. One for employees who wanted to go back to school, and also for their dependents. So you have company, and so parents, ask your company if they have scholarships, or even suggest it. Say, hey, if your company doesn't offer a scholarship, say, hey, have you considered? Because a company may not have thought about that idea and may see value in it. And so it's okay to even offer or ask, but contact your human resources, and part of your benefits is listed there. Companies now are trying are very competitive. Companies are trying to
Mm-hmm.
lure. And guess what? What's happening in 2020 and 21 beyond? Another benefit perk. You have companies now that are willing to pay your college debt. And so the
Mm-hmm.
competition is just, for the right talent, it's incredible in regards to what is offering potential employees. So ask the employer, ask to see what the benefits are available to employees. You may have a company and they just rolled out their new um, pay your college debt program, which is new. This is something probably within the past maybe 3 to 5 years. But
Okay.
I think we will see more and more. You have companies that will pay your debt because they want you to come on board. You have companies that will pay for your college your college degree, and for your dependent will give you a scholarship. And so ask about it. Contact your human resources or your manager and
Okay.
ask them specifically if they offer that program. But I'm glad you brought that up because
Awesome.
a lot of people don't know that's available.
Yes. And I know from your HR background, I said, I know you would know. So I wanted to make
Yes.
sure that I asked that for the group. But I've been learning a lot here just listening to you. You are such a wealth of knowledge, Miss Whitley. It's amazing. But I do want to talk about the scholarship connectors. So I'm excited that your the scholarship connector is coming out. I'm going to get my copy too. But can you just kind of walk us through what is it, what can we expect from it, and then how can we get it?
So the Scholarship Connector really is just my social media handle for my Instagram platform. This is where I share information. This is where when people, because of the space I'm in scholarships, I get so many resources from all levels of the spectrum, from the
Mhm.
administrators to students to parents. It's not good enough for me to just keep the information. So it is where I can share information. And so the best way for me is to share it through my email list, share it through Instagram, and I just share content. I share content that's pertaining to scholarship opportunities. I share content in regards to preparation. I share opportunities in regards to getting organized because part of the frustration is lack of organization. And so
Yeah.
the scholarship connector specifically is geared towards connecting you to opportunities. And it's up to you to decide whether or not what you're going to do with that information. There are so many scholarships I have shared on that platform, and there
Yes,
are
you have.
students. I just want students to just apply and just give it a shot. Don't
Hmm.
sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Not all scholarships are merit based.
Right.
Some take the holistic approach. Like the scholarship, for example, the scholarship, one of the things I have the opportunity to do in my new role is I get to launch a scholarship program for this nonprofit. It has
Mm.
never had a scholarship program. So for
Wow.
me, what are some of the things I want from applicants? I'm not just looking for a 4.0. I'm not looking for a 3.9. I'm not impressed by GPA. And I say that all the time. And if you have a 4.0, wonderful, congratulations. But what I know is more than that. I take the holistic approach. I like the person who has good social skills, meaning what do you care about? Do you care about humanity? Do you care about other people? Or
Mm.
you just focus on just academics and you're not engaged in your community. So it's important to be a whole rounded student. And so I have an opportunity to create a scholarship program and really
Wow.
put into place, and it's so exciting, put into place what would be the characteristics of students who would be great recipients. So not all scholarships are merit based. You don't have to have the
Mhm.
perfect SAT score. It's good to have to reach for the best, but you don't have to. So don't think you can't apply for a scholarship because you don't have a high SAT score or a high GPA. There are many scholarships available that's based on interest and that's
Mhm.
based on other factors as well. So the Scholarship Connector is just a platform where I get to share, where I get to create a community and I share resources. And because of that community, some of the feedback I receive, Ashley, is I don't want to apply for scholarship because I have to write an essay or I get too
Mm.
much information. I'm overwhelmed. That was me. That was my in helping my daughter. We got
Mhm.
overwhelmed. We have papers all over the place,
Everywhere.
and so that inspired me to create the scholarship, my scholarship planner, where
Awesome.
and this is where you will create your own organized system. And so everything is about getting organized. And so the
Mhm.
scholarship connector is just really to help you, is to share information. When I get information, I want to share it so that what's that saying, Ashley? You know better, you do better.
That's right.
No more I didn't know about that opportunity. Connect with the right individuals, connect with the right professionals so that you're informed.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad that you've made the planner. I'm excited for those that are watching and listening. I will have Ms. Woodley's handle, the scholarship connector, in the notes, so that way you can stay connected with her. Grab the planner, grab the scholarship opportunities, and Ms. Woodley. Now I've added you now to my resource list for my group of students, and I tell them you better get over there and follow
Yes,
and
yes.
take advantage. So thank you so much. Uh, Everyone that's watching again, I hope that you took some really good notes. But also, like Ms. Woodley said, that the Scholarship Connector is the platform, and I will have the link to that so you can stay connected with her. Because, like we've been talking about, it's all about connection. So,
Yes.
thank you so much, Miss Willie. And you know, I have to, of course, have you
You're
back
welcome. Yes.
to do this again.
Yes, yes. Oh, absolutely. Anytime. And this is a conversation I can talk literally for hours. I can talk
Yeah,
for hours because I'm so passionate about it. So anytime you want me on your platform, you just send me a message and I will make it happen.
I will absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye bye.